Go. Hey guys, so this is the first video I'm going to be posting in a video series I'm going to be making called The Comeback. It's just going to be talking about my injury, my surgery, rehab steps, all like the steps in between. I don't know how long I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to post every week, just updating you guys on how I'm doing, what step I am in my rehab process. So let's just take it back to the day of my injury, March 3rd. So I was at Oregon State and I was heading to the gym with my roommate and one of my friends, and we were just gonna go play some pickup basketball at the gym. And so once we got on, we were playing and everything, and about like maybe 10 minutes into the game, I was going for a layup and I was doing a Euro step move. So for those of you that don't know what Euro step is, like all the great players can do it. You pretty much just plant hard with one foot, and then you like bait the player, your defender, into thinking that you're going one way, and then you quickly change your directions and you'll plant hard with your other foot. So you pretty much like switch directions like while you're in the lane. And then you usually finish on that side that you planted with the second foot. So I was doing that Euro step move and I planted hard right, trying to bait my player to go that way. And then I planted hard left and ended up stepping on his shoe. And since all my weight was on that leg, my ankle ended up going left while my knee buckled right under all my weight and just collapsed underneath me. And I fell straight to the ground, immediately holding my knee, knowing what happened, like something definitely wasn't right. And everyone around me was just like stopped and was in awe. I thought I was holding my femur, like I thought it fell out of place, and I was holding it. Didn't penetrate the skin or anything, but it was just bumped out all the way here. And I thought I was holding that in place while I was on the ground. And I was just yelling, just making a whole scene. And it ended up just being my kneecap dislocating out of place, and I was holding my kneecap. And so the Dixon employee, there was one of them that came up, and he was writing down the notes, giving me ice, like helping me through, like trying to comfort me and stuff. And I was fine after the first 5 minutes. After a while, paramedics came through, they put me on a stretcher, took me down outside, and then my roommate Jared, we were driving the car, and he drove me to the hospital, and got out, checked in and everything, and went into the like hospital, and they pretty much checked me out. Then they could literally like shift my knee out of place this way and out of place that way, like just a little bit. But that was freaky because it's supposed to be locked in place. And so yeah, they pretty much diagnosed it at the spot as probably a torn LCL, probably a torn MCL, maybe a torn ACL as well. They didn't know for sure. So that was, yeah, Saturday, April 3rd. And then Monday, the next day, or the 2 days after, my parents just came and they were like, we're going to take you to OHSU. So I came back to Portland, and I was treated at OHSU, and they were doing tests and everything. And they diagnosed it as probably torn LCL, torn MCL, most probably torn MCL or ACL as well. And so I ended up missing that entire week of school, and I was back in Portland at home while I was going back and forth to OHSU about every day. I took the MRI about the 4th day I was back, so Thursday. So the next day the hospital calls and my mom picks up, and they pretty much just go through a list of all the things I had torn, and the entire time my mom just has a distressed look on her face. And then after she hangs up the phone, and I turn to her, I'm like, so Mom, what's the diagnosis? And she turns to me and she says, baby, you done tore your meniscus, LCL, MCL, ACL, NBC, ABC, ESPN, and TNT. So we scheduled the surgery during spring break so that I could finish off the rest of the term, take my finals and everything, and then just come back during spring break, relax, and then do the surgery. So we ended up doing that, went back to classes during dead week, finished off finals. Okay, so then the day of the surgery, 29th, that was like my nerves started kicking in. I was like, okay, so this is really happening. And went in and did all the previous things that we needed to do, like the IV, getting my fluids ready, taking like a small dosage of this neural block, so it blocks the nerves down there. Went into surgery. Surgery was a success. They ended up not having to operate on my LCL at all. It initially was a torn LCL, but over the 2 weeks when I was back at OSU, it healed on its own, so thank God for that. So they only needed to do surgery on my meniscus, ACL, and MCL. They replaced my ACL completely because it was just a completely shot ACL with a ACL graft from a cadaver, actually. So there's a dead guy's ACL in here, but I mean, that's just awesome that I'm able to have my ACL back. MCL, they just sewed back, or I'm not 100% sure what they did, but they didn't need to replace it with the graft, so they said that'll heal, and they did surgery on that, and then surgery on the meniscus as well. And then they also put a catheter in me with a neural block home pump, and that stayed for 3 days. I'll throw up some pictures of what that looked like. And that stayed for 3 days. That completely numbed my leg, and so I wasn't able to get any feeling in that. And that was really good because, yeah, I didn't feel the pain. So here's what my leg looks like now. Let's see if you can see that. In the brace. So they pretty much, during the surgery, they did, I forget what the name of it, arthroscopy or something, where they do the incision in the side, and they just have like really small, fine instruments that are able to take care of everything in there. So they have sutures over here, a suture over here, a suture over here, and then a suture over here, instead of your like traditional straight down the middle like cut. So yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like now. It's super swollen. That'll just take some time to get down. Also, for anybody dealing with this kind of injury or anything similar to this with a leg injury, hopefully you have a room that is on like the first floor, the main floor, along with the kitchen, living room, and everything, or try to just post up in the living room where you, like, that should be where you sleep or something, because the first week is really hard to just climb stairs and everything. Right now, my parents like moved my bed and just everything down here into my dad's office, and then my dad moved his office just into the living room. And so that really helped, because I was thinking I could just go upstairs into my room and that would be fine. But that first night I was so drowsy and really couldn't do anything on my own. And so I like thank my parents for doing that, moving all the stuff over. So hopefully you have something where you can stay on that same floor. I have this paper that my doctor gave me that shows the different weeks of, I don't know if you can see it in the light, the different weeks of my rehab process. So the first 0 to 6 weeks, he wants me to do no weight bearing or just touch weight bearing on my foot. So that means just like going down with my foot for balance, and then just ice elevating to control my swelling. And I have an office visit on Monday, and then I'm going back to school actually on Monday. So I missed this entire first week of spring term, but I'll be back on Monday, April 9th. 8 months is when I can start like really weight training and everything again. Overall, the doctor said this whole process is going to take anywhere from 8 to 12 months, but most likely, since the amount of ligaments I torn, it's definitely going to be more closer to the year mark. So that means it's going to be about March 2019 when I'm back to 100% again. It's going to be a long process, but I'm ready for it. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see weekly updates of my rehab process. And yeah, that's all I got. Peace.